All right, what is going on, guys? Happy Saturday. Hopefully, you're having a great morning. We've got 5 NBA games and we've got a ton of college games. So we'll go through the recap at the end. Spoiler alert, college sucked. NBA was great. So we'll cover each game and I'll give you guys my best bets, like the plays today. All right, so let's start with the Suns and the Bulls. We see the Suns getting 4.5 on the road against the Bulls. Bulls are terrible. Let's just call it what it is. But I think there's going to be some ample scoring in this game. 238.5 feels a little low, especially for the Bulls. So I would lean towards that over 238.5. Suns minus 4.5 would be my lean in that contest as well. Next game, we got the Nets and the 76ers. Should be pretty good D. We see this reflected in the over-under of 212.5. I would actually lean towards the under 212.5 in this one. Give me the Nets plus 10.5. I think it's just too much. I think Embiid should have a pretty decent day, but 10.5 is a lot. No D'Angelo Russell in that game. Lakers and the Nuggets. Game of the night, man. Definitely game of the night. We see the Lakers getting 6.5 on the road against the Nuggets. I think we should have everybody playing, so that should be an interesting one. I'd actually take the Lakers plus 6.5. I think this game ends up being pretty tight, actually. So one where I'm betting Joker stands up. So we have 2 plays in this game. We've got an over-under of 240.5. So that's a very big over-under. I do like the over in that game. Next one, Rockets and the Jazz. Both teams coming off a back-to-back, so really didn't look at props just because this is very early in the morning, and there's no lines out for them in terms of props. But we were on Will Kessler. Dude's just a cash cow. Continued to cash for us here. We see the Rockets minus 7.5 on the road against the Jazz. Feels a little light. This definitely makes me feel like some guys are going to be sitting. So this is one I would definitely wait to see who's playing, but I like the over 228.5 for sure. Jazz do give up a lot of points, especially at home, and they do score a lot at home as well. Final game on the card, Hornets and the Trailblazers. We see the Trailblazers minus 4.5. No major injuries for the Hornets. I like the Trailblazers in this one. They're very good at stopping the 3. Guys like LaMelo Ball, Nick Smith, those guys are going to want to shoot the 3, and I don't think they're going to have a ton of success. So give me the Trailblazers minus 4.5. Lean towards the under 221.5. Like I said, I just don't see a ton of threes being made in this game, so I do like the under in that contest. We'll go through college real quick. We'll talk about a couple of plays I liked. I do like the Bearcats minus 6.5. I didn't put them on the card, but I do like that 6.5 in that game. Let's see. Florida, 13.5 is just so many points. I do have a soft lean towards Florida plus 13.5. Let's see. We're just going to scroll through these really fast. Tennessee and the Aggies. That should be a good game. I think there's value in taking Tennessee money line and plus money. Or you could take the plus 1.5, but I think you just take the money line at that point. Let's see. We've got Marshall versus Appalachian State. I do like Appalachian State minus 3.5 in that game. Let's see. Mississippi State. This is going to be one of our plays. I like them minus 3.5, even though they're on the road against Oklahoma. Quick. There's so many games today. So just going through some ones that I looked at. Iowa State, this is my favorite play today. Plus 12.5 is too many. Way too many points. So I do like that, and I like the over. We do have Iowa State on the card today. Let's see, Penn State and Minnesota. This is a good one. I like Penn State plus 3.5. I didn't pull the trigger on it. I like them to win, actually. So I might sprinkle a little bit on them to get the dub on the road. Let's see what else is standing out. Takes forever to look through all these games, so that's cool. Man, if you want to talk about a crappy game, this is it right here. Fresno State and Air Force. The battle of who wants to lose. Terrible game there. We'll look through a couple more. I like Baylor. Baylor minus 5.5 is definitely a play I like. I got it at minus 5, but now it's minus 5.5. But that's one that's on the card. All right, so those are the plays. let's talk about our official plays that we're doing, but we'll talk about the recap from yesterday. We had a couple guys not play. Damian Lillard, God, I love that spot with Giannis on a minutes restriction. I think he would have absolutely went off. I did give out Kuzma over points in the Discord. That hit. So we had no Josh Hart and we had no Damian Lillard. So we ended up having 4 plays yesterday. We went 3-1. Jalen Brunson under 8.5 assists. That was sweat free. Scotty Barnes, man, that one killed me. It's the only one we missed, and it went into overtime. It was community rebounds. Grady Dick ended up with like 10 or 11 rebounds. Quickly ended up with like 8, something like that. So everybody was getting in on the rebounds except Scotty Barnes. So GG there. RJ Barrett over 3.5 assists. He finished at 4. And then we had Walker Kessler over 10.5 rebounds. I don't even know what he finished at. He was at 13 early in the third quarter. So he absolutely destroyed that line. On the college front, we got reverse swept. That was tough. Marquette just came out looking like crap. Villanova was shooting 70% on threes near halftime, so they were absolutely killing it. Dartmouth had the lead going into halftime, choked in the second half. Youngstown State had a nice lead, choked in the second half. Wright State was right in there and then choked in the second half. So very common theme there. Could have easily been 3-1. Marquette was just always going to be an L, but I think the other 3 should have won. All right, let's talk about today's plays. In the NBA, Josh Giddey over 6.5 rebounds. Phoenix 28th in rebounds to guards. He is averaging 12 rebound chances in his last 10 games. I mean, he had a ton of boards. I think he had 12 or 13 last game alone. So I do like him to hit this today. He's been averaging kind of right around 6. So we need a little bit more, but Phoenix very vulnerable to giving up rebounds to the guard position. Next play is going to be Jokic over 11.5 rebounds at plus money on FanDuel. He's over this in 19 of his last 30. This is just more when he plays the Lakers, he gets up. I've said this about Jokic all season. There's teams where he just doesn't give a crap. And then there's teams where he gets up. And this is definitely one I think he gets up in. He had 13 versus the Lakers in November. If we go back to last season, he was over this line in 7 of 8 games versus the Lakers. So I love this spot. Next play is going to be Luka over 13.5 rebounds plus assists at plus 110. You can get this at the moment on DraftKings over 12.5 at minus 140. But I'm okay taking the one more. Actually, this dropped from 13.5 to 12.5. This will go back up to 13.5 probably by the time you watch this video. But anyway, he had 19 last game versus Charlotte. So we really kind of saw him step up on other fronts other than scoring. He's averaging 15.6 on the season. If we look at statistics here, Denver gives up a ton of assists to the point guard position. So I know he's going to be battling LeBron a little bit, but I do like him to go over this spot. Next play is going to be Quentin Grimes over 2.5 assists. I don't know why I put Charlotte. That should be Philly. But either way, if we look at his last 4 games, he's had 5, 4, 4, and 3. So he's been over this in 4 straight games. He's averaging 7 potential assists a game over those last 4. So I like him to get 3. Next one's going to be Cameron Johnson over 2.5 assists. When you take out D'Angelo Russell, obviously there's no Ben Simmons. This guy's potential assists go through the roof. So he's been averaging 8 potential assists without those guys on the court. So I actually took this at over 2.5. I have it at 4, and I took it at 5 as well. So I did 1.3 on over 2.5, did a half a unit on 4 assists, and then a quarter unit on 5 assists. So good value there. And then last play in the NBA is going to be Nick Smith Jr. for the Hornets under 19.5 PRA. He's only over this line of 3 of 10. He has a terrible matchup tonight in terms of scoring. 46% of his points come via the 3. He is definitely going to chuck some 3s. He's going to take less with LaMelo on the court. And Portland allows the 5th fewest 3s made to the guard position. So I do think he struggles tonight. Not really much of a threat on the assist and rebound front. So I just figured let's take his PRA. All right, in college basketball, The plays I like today is going to be Mississippi State -3.5 versus Oklahoma. Give me Clemson money line versus SMU. Clemson's been an absolute tear. I just love the way they look. I think it's going to be a fairly high-scoring game. SMU plays at a pretty fast pace. It's going to be at home for them, so I do expect kind of a high-scoring affair here. But I like Clemson money line. Don't mind taking the spread as well, but just going a little bit safer here. And then Iowa State plus 12.5 versus Houston. I just think this is too many. I mean, you've got two ranked teams going up against each other. 12.5 just feels heavy. And then I'm going to go Baylor -5 versus Colorado. And then Akron -2 versus Ohio. We got to get a little MAC in there. So I do like Akron. They've been on an absolute tear. Ohio definitely, they play okay at home. But Akron is just the better team. Overall, it's not even close. So give me Akron -2 there. So those are the plays for today. There is a chance there will be no video tomorrow. Just so you guys know, I am going out of town for the night. Not sure what time I will get back home. So definitely, I would say a high probability of no video tomorrow. For Sunday, if that's the case, we'll be right back on Monday. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You can join the Discord for absolutely free. Absolutely free. You can join the Discord. It's free. Link is down below in the description of this video. And I will catch you guys in the next video.